Good morning, lovelies. I am so glad you're here today. This is Tanya at Sidegigcrafts, and I've got my journal out again. We're doing the game journal. We're working on this baby today and for a while until she's finished. And I have been trying to figure out exactly the best way to attach my pages and work on this. So I've been watching a few videos and just getting some ideas. So here's the thing. We've got 3 hinges, so that's 6 pages, 2, 4, 6. And we're going to have some fun to decorate these. Now, the question is, well, there isn't a question. Well, there is a question. What am I going to put on these pages? Now, notice I did miter these so they're angled so that when the pages go on, there won't be any overlap. When they go on, we're going to be putting these, is this too wide? I'm going to be putting these on the top part of the page with just a little gap at the bottom. And I think this one's a little bit too wide. I don't think I have, well, you know what? I'm going to use this tape and glue when it's time. So I'm going to go ahead and add this tape on because it'll be easier now than later. Oh, I got another piece of tape stuck to me. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this for now. I'm not going to attach the pages yet because I have not got that done. I got to do the base of my page first before I attach it because it'll just be easier that way. These pages are quite large, so that will be much easier. So we're going to put tape on either side. On both sides, either side, both sides of this flap. Okay. And when we glue or when we attach the pages, we're going to cover that tape plus just a smidge more. We're not going to go all the way down to the crease. If you go down, trouble I was having with the other one that I did, the one I just finished, the Christmas one, if you were here, I went all the way down, and when this was bending, it was messing up that paper and pulling it apart. So I've watched a few videos, and I think this is true, that if we leave a little bit of that gap open, we won't have that problem because it won't bend against the page so much. So we're going to just put it on the top part of the page and leave part of that as simply the hinge. It'll all make sense when it comes together, I promise. But hopefully I explained that well enough. But I'm going to put the tape on here just to remind myself what I'm doing. And just to get it out of the way. It's one step further in the process. And I kind of wanted to explain it to you guys too, if you're watching. And I'll probably explain it in each of as I attach the pages too. So let's go ahead and tape it. And we can burnish this down really well. Make sure it sticks pretty good. I've got other tape sticking to me now too. Good grief, I must be a tape magnet today. Hopefully that's a good thing. Sometimes it's an indication of how my day is gonna go when I'm crafting, but so far so good. Got some good knowledge from the videos I watched. And I think that means it's going to be a good day. I know it's going to be a good day. We're just going to speak it into existence. Let's just burnish that down really well. And I cut my pages. So when I cut my pages, I cut them to be the same height. This is the one, right? Oh, this way. The same height as the book, but just a little bit shorter than the page. So when I glue it, I'm only going to, I know it's hard to see here, guys, but hopefully you can see, I'm going to leave just a small gap down here at the bottom of that hinge so that it will bend much easier when it's on there. So this is 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. This is 9 3/4 by 9 1/4. So I left a 1/2 inch off of there because I'm not going to need all that. So that's what I did. Now, we don't need the book today, but let me show you where we're at. We've got these pockets, these fun little pockets. We've got our hinges. This is where our pages and all the fun interactive stuff is going to be. And then on this side, we've got our boxes, our card boxes that can be filled with fun things. There's 2 of those. They're connected with magnets. So if you want to see that, go check the previous video. And then we've got this fun little opening pocket goodie thing that has these little pockets in it to stuff with goodies as well. So whether it's cards, memories, collectibles, whatever can go in there and can be tied closed. And we may add to that too, because I feel like on the inside we could do some sort of sorcery, maybe like a flip out or something here and here, maybe one going each way. Why don't we do that? Since I thought of it, why don't we do that first? Okay, let me put my pages up for now and let's work on that. It's a thought, it's an idea. I don't want it to get away and come back tomorrow and say, what was I thinking there? So let's take, I've got some scraps from cutting those pages down. And they might be the right size. We could even do a little, we could do a little accordion. That would be cute, wouldn't it? I wouldn't have to attach this one that far, but I could go here. I could, okay, let's try this. Let's see if first of all, if I have two of the same size. I should, because I cut those all the same piece. So these two are the same size. So we could use one for the top, one for the bottom. Let me move this aside for just a second. Since I had the idea, we might as well dig into it and try it. Why not? That's what we do around here. This is the way I craft. Welcome. Welcome and welcome back. Those of you who are just joining me for the first time, I'm so glad. Thank you for being here. This is kind of how I work. I'm just kind of a seat of the pants kind of gal. But those of you who have been here for a while, thank you for staying. You're kind of used to it by now. So this is my thought. So that's going to be the attaching part. So we'll fold that. This could go this way on here. And then we would need to fold it, or yeah, fold it again. Like, oh, I don't want to mark it. Where is that ruler? I gotta find my clear ruler because I don't like this one for measuring. I like it for tearing. I don't like it for so much for measuring. There's 0 to, oops, I need to measure this piece, not that one. This is 4 inches is going to be, that. It's about 4 inches, a little bit, tiny bit over. So we'll go 3 3/4. We'll put a, okay, oops. Okay, so we'll do a score at 3 3/4 is our width for this. So we'll put the fold at 0, so 3 3/4. And so that'll fold that way, and then we'll go 3 3/4 again. So let's see, that would go this way, and if I wanted, I could fold this back this way, which would be kind of cute, honestly, and turn this one into a pocket. Oh, I love it. Okay, let's do that. And then we'll do that again. So 1/2 inch. Fold it. 3 3/4. Fold it, because I don't want to do the math. I'm being lazy with math today. 3 3/4 and pocket. Okay. Oh, I like this idea. This is fun. This is so fun. All right. Let's do the first one. This is going to go this way. Actually, I want it to go this way, I think, and then this way. There we are. Ooh, and I could put a magnet in here too to make it stay down. If we like that idea. Think on that a minute. We're gonna put some tape on here. Sorry if I keep going off screen, guys. I'm trying to just work. All right. There we go. So let's burnish that. I want this to be super interactive. I want it just to be fun, because somebody that plays board games and enjoys games is going to enjoy a really interactive journal. We're going to put this right at the edge of this. I want to make sure I leave plenty of room for these folds and don't interfere with the ribbon as well. So we'll put this right up to the edge, and I just about missed that. I think that'll be okay. Oh. It's slightly crooked, guys. Hang on. Before I totally burnish it. By the way, Maymay's tape is really, really good. Okay. Ooh, I hope I don't ruin that. Okay. I'm going to add a little glue because I did mess that up. And I don't expect it to stick right just yet. If that's the case. If it is messed up for real, give myself just a little space this time. I tell because now I've got glue seeping out. All right, and I could have done it a little bit more to the middle, but I didn't, so there it is. All right, then, so this will go this way, and then this way. So I could put a picture or something here. We'll put something decorative there so it's not just blackened with a funny thing there. But let's make this into a little pocket. Let's just put a little glue here. Let's put a thumb notch in it before we do that. I do like my little thumb notch. Usually it's here on my desk, but today it's not. So it's going to be in the drawer. It is partially closed. Okay, let's just use this one. It's kind of big. It's okay. I'll just go a little bit in there. Just like that. Because if it's too big, then it'll be fine. There, and we'll go there. And I probably should have put decorative paper in. You know what? Here, let's wait. Let's wait on that a second. Let's wait on that a second because I want to put decorative paper down here first. Because of that bump, it makes it a little more difficult. So let's do the same thing here. We'll get to that pocket. We'll get back to that pocket. I want this one going this way. So we'll fold this one back this way. Can you see me? Can you see? Okay. And that, what is that? That's just, okay. Schmutz, it looks like. Little schmutz. So this will go this way. Let's put that pocket on there, or the little thumb notch, just about the same size as the other one. Just a little bent in. We'll put some tape on there too. And we're just sticking to everything today. Oh my goodness. Wow, this is sticky. Okay. I mean, that's what it's for, right? I like this tape. This is awesome. That's gonna be pretty good tape right there. I can tell you already. I'm gonna have to order some more, Mamie. There we go. Pick up some next time I go visit. And I'm gonna put just a little bit of glue on this one too, just because I did it on the other one, and just because. Okay. This one on the edge, like I did the other one. And then this way, and then this way it will go. So we'll have a pocket here, and then these will open up and out. That's so cool. Okay, now I need the papers that are gonna go in here. So what was this? That was 3 3/4, right? Yeah, 3 3/4. We're gonna go, I need 3.5 inches long. And about that wide. This is just about exactly the right piece. So about 2.5. So 3.5 by 2.5. Hey, that's easy. That's a standard playing card. I've got some playing cards right here. What? I've got some playing cards. That's a standard playing card size. That's perfect. Let's see what we've got, guys. Let's see what we've got. Where are... I just want regular cards. There they are. There they are. Now we can do this a couple different ways. I mean, since this is all a card section, I could just use cards. Or I could flip them this way and do it this way. That might be fun too. I kind of like that better, don't you? And I only have, oh, that might not be true. I might have some different ones. Let me see. I have a lot of playing cards. I've got this box. What's these? I think these are vintage. Yeah, I'm not using those on there. Those are beautiful. Aren't they gorgeous? I don't want to use those on there. I've got Vision Land. That's a touristy spot in Alabama, I believe. I've got Bridge. What are these? Those are pretty cool. I don't want to use those either. I love those. This is going to be hard. Probably just the basic ones, huh? I've got these. These are kind of cool. It'd be kind of fun to put jokers, but I think they're going the wrong direction because I'd want them up so that you could see them. It's from a senior center. I think we're just going to use, I'd love to find a different color though, like different, hang on, we might be onto something. I think I've got some here. Stay with me, stay with me. I'm just looking for a different color so they're not all the same. Casino cards, Las Vegas style. Let's see, these have never even been opened. Okay, well, those haven't either. What about these? Ooh, we got blue. Those are airplanes. How cool is that? I kind of like those. There we go. Those are different yet. Maybe red. What do you think? Red or blue? Blue. We've got bicycle. Of course we've got bicycle. And these are constructors. What is this? Nah, that's just an advertisement. Okay, let's put these back. We're going to play with these. Play with those. And this one is actually vintage. These are not. This one card, save it. We'll figure out, because I want to make them look, you know, about the same age. So we could do a print like this. We could do paper. But wouldn't it be fun or would it be fun, I should say, to put the cards on there instead? I kind of think it would. And then there'd be one here, one here. Well, this one we would put something else because I think it needs to be a little bit bigger because of the seam here. What do you guys think? I'm thinking I will sew around them and then rough up the edges and use some, I want to use the jokers. The jokers are fun. That one I could use. I don't care about, well, no. Should I do it or should I use the paper? I mean, the whole idea is games, right? So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 on each one. Let's do it. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go sew around these, and then I'll show you how I do the edges, and then we'll test it out. I think this is going to work. And then back on here, I think I'll do something bigger, like maybe just I'm not sure yet, maybe just a off-white mat board, something like that. So I'll be right back. All right, so I got that cleaned up a bit, and I've got the cards all sewn. I just did. You guys know how hard it is to purposely make crooked stitches? My grandmother's probably rolling over. It's not easy. It's not easy. I try so hard to make straight stitches that it's just not easy making these crooked ones. So it took me a little bit, but let's get these scraped up a little. we're just going to kind of mess up the edges. I like just a little bit of roughing up because the cards do look so brand new and they're so slippery new. I just want to make them age just a bit, just to blend a little better with what's going on in the book. So we'll do that around each and every one. Did you guys play cards when you were kids? My parents taught me to play cards. We played gin rummy a lot, and Crazy 8. And Crazy 8, is that what the name of it was? Yeah, it's kind of like Old Maid, but of course you use poker cards. What else did we play? Rummy, gin rummy, both different games. I don't remember what else we played, but we would also try to make card houses. We'd play War. That was a fun one. We had, since there were 4 of us kids in one household, it went on forever. And then of course we'd have our friends come over and play. We had so many decks of cards around the house. It was so much fun. And then we'd try to make towers and tunnels for our cars and all the fun things. Solitaire. I learned how to play solitaire when I was young, which was nice. What else? I learned how to play 52 card pickup real young. Yeah, I bet you guys know that one. I learned quick on that. I was like, oh, I don't want to play that game. What else? There were so many. I don't even remember. But we always had cards. I played cards with my kids too. I taught them gin and gin rummy, I think, when they were little, and we'd come up with some different rules and stuff. We played Uno a lot. I know it's not the same kind of cards, but we did that. I taught the kids at the daycares that I taught at how to play Uno. And we spent a lot of time doing that. They enjoyed it. It's nice just to sit around, with cards and have family time. All right, so these are almost done. Next thing we're going to do, I'm going to sand them a little bit. I know that sounds a little weird and extreme, but sanding is good because it's going to take some of the gloss and the wax off the top of it. And also it's going to wear it down just a little bit so that the stain will stick a little better when I go to stain them. So that's an important step. You don't have to do that, but otherwise they're waxy and the stain won't stay. So if you want to distress them a bit further and get some of that color on there from the stain, that is one way that you can do it. So that being said, get all that out of there. Let's move this book aside once more so I have a little bit more room to work. Could have done that before probably. All right, so I'm just going to take this sanding block, and it's a sponge sanding block. You can get these anywhere. And I'm just going to kind of put some distressed looking areas on there. See how it's taking the color off, which is great. That's exactly what I want. No rhyme or reason to how I'm doing it. No pattern, just making it look a little worn. It's perfect. Don't have to do it over the whole thing, just, parts of it. But that looks so much more like it's an actual aged card, doesn't it? Of course it does. That's why we're doing it. Just beating them up just a bit. There we go. That was easy. All right, next, ink. Ink, please. Ink me. Quick and easy. We're just gonna kind of quickly go around the edges here. Could even kind of wipe some of that on there. Maybe not quite as much on there. That's not what I meant to do, but I'll use that one for one of the pockets. be okay. There we go. Very quick and easy. Except for the sewing in crooked stitching lines. I remember my grandmother when I was learning to sew, and I'd stay with her for the day, and she'd have me sit down at her sewing machine, and she'd look at this and say, "Rip it out, start over." My heart. There were probably some tears involved. I don't know if she saw them or not, because I wouldn't want to cry in front of Grandma if I didn't have to. She was just trying to teach me well, and she did. She did. But sometimes we want it to be crooked, and if you want it to be crooked, then I did a good job. Rip it out, try again. They're too straight. And why do I do it crooked? You guys might be wanting to know that. The reason why I'm doing it crooked is because I don't want this to be a book of perfection. I am not trying to be a perfectionist in this book. And when you do sew them crooked, if you make a mistake, it's not so obvious. So there you go. There's the tip of the day. If you have trouble with that, do it that way on purpose. There you go. Easy peasy, problem solved. But because it's a distressed book, because it's supposed to look like it's been through some stuff, and because it's handmade and stuff like that, I want it to look like it's really handmade. So when I said I'm going to use this as one of the pockets, I think because I don't like how it's distressed, I'm going to put it under that way. Oops, sorry guys. So that you can't see all that smudge that I did, because I don't like it. I didn't like it. So what my thought was, glue these down. Glue these down. Where's that smudge? Make sure it's turned the right way. Right here. Pull that up just a tad. And then we can glue the pocket. Okay. And then since this one is red on the front, I'll put blue on the front of this one. It'll look like we're on opposing teams, right? Like war. And when I say war, I mean the card game. Not like really fighting or anything like that. No, of course not. Okay, I'm just going to have to hold it down for a second because it's not wanting to stick quite right. And that's quite all right. If I move that ruler out of the way, it'd be easier. Okay, we'll just keep smooshing it down. Let's do this side. This pocket's gonna go, oops, this way. You guys see this side? There we go. Let's find a blue one I really love. Well, Bicycle is the main brand, right? That's the brand. So let's use the Bicycle one. I took all the jokers out. I made sure I didn't use any of the jokers because I really like the jokers. I think they might be a fun project in another way, or even to stuff in here as, you know, like ephemera kind of thing. So I'm not sure what I'll do with those just yet, but I didn't want to use them and waste the image by gluing it down. Oh, and I didn't want to, I'm going to turn that back around. I like the little sewy stitches that stick out. So I had glued them the wrong direction so they wouldn't stick out. So let's glue them the opposite direction so that they do. Okay, and then I'll glue that part down. So we have our pocket. And then we'll need to hold and smoosh this one for a minute. And I think I'm going to go every other card. So blue, then red, then blue, then red, that way, alternating. I should have enough cards to do that. I think this is going to be so fun, you guys. It looks like the card is in the pocket, which is kind of cool. And we'll do a red one here. flat where I don't have anything in the way. Put a red one here. That one's coming undone. Let's hold it there. Let's clip this one together so that it stays while I work on the other one. Clip there. We can clip there. And there. And right there. I'm going to hold that edge down. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this around because I think it'll be easier to handle. Can't really close that, but I can close this one for now. Let's flip it back around. Here we go. And you can probably see that a little better. Maybe not, because I just moved it. Okay, hang on. There we go. Okay, so this one will go this way is on there. We'll put a blue one here. And it doesn't matter on this one because it's not going to show when it's folded. So we'll put the aviator one here. This journal is going to be so colorful. It's going to be wonderful. Okay, there's that one. Then I need to figure out, before I flip these over and try to glue the back sides, because they're just going to fall apart, I need to put a piece here. So I'm thinking about, how about using a piece of blue maybe behind an off-white mat. Do you think that's too different? It is very different. It is a very different blue. How about something like, what color is that? That's more of a gray. How about, ooh, this might be kind of cool. What color is that? It's like a teal. Too dark? Probably. That was neat though. How about, that's too light, that's too dark, that's too red. Would red be pretty? I think it would, but I don't know if I want it. Wrong red. Wrong red, too orange. How about this red? Got a piece just chilling down here. How about this red? I think that works. If I do that, I need a piece that's going to be ruler time, that's going to be approximately, let's say 3 by 3.5 maybe. Does that sound right? Let's go to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Let's just see how that looks. I'm not sure. It could work. Did that work? Oh, that's not even close. Why did I think 3 by 3 1/2? How about 3 1/2 by 3 1/2? Or 3 3/4 by 3. Let's start with 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 so I don't keep wasting it. Well, that's not going to work because I already did that. Okay. Oh, goodness. I'll use it for something else. 3 3/4. That's why I don't like that ruler. By 3 3/4. Oops. It's got to be smaller than that. So that's not going to, 3 3/4 on one side definitely works. But let's try 3 1/4 or 3 1/2 here. Let's try 3 1/2. That is more like it. So 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. That's 3 3/4, 3 1/2. Okay, so now what I want to do with that, I do have these rough edges on here because of my blade. I'm going to go ahead and just sand those back a little bit because that helps a lot. Just lightly. Now, I don't feel the need to sew these. You don't have to sew everything. But, oops, that one's not cut. This one is. I do feel the need to sand that white core, or not sand it, but stain it maybe. That might even be a little bit too long. I'm trying to miss, there's a score line right here, so I'm trying not to hit that score line, but also trying not to hit the hole either. I guess it's perfect. I guess it's probably perfect, really. So I'd like to put a matte paper underneath, over the top of that. And let's use this paper. See how the texture in there, and then there's texture in this brown or this beige. I think that's going to work. So this one would be, if this is 3 3/4 by 3 1/2, it's going to be 3 1/2 by 3 1/4. Ooh. 3 1/2 by 3 1/4. Now this piece I may sew. Does that work? That looks nice. And then when this is folded, it's going to look like that. So you'll be able to see it from behind, and that's okay. Totally okay. That needs to stick. Needs to stick. Okay, so we'll put that there. And so this is 3 1/4 on the second one. Okay. I'm assuming that was the same width and height. I think it is. I can't remember. So we'll try it out. Okay. We'll put those aside for just a minute while we finish this. Make sure these are stuck down really good. Okay, and then this is going to be 1 red, 1 blue. 1 red, 1 blue. Which blue did I put on here? The airplane, so I want to put this blue. This is a great way to use my playing cards, isn't it? In a different kind of way. Now you could turn these into little tucks and stuff, but I was thinking they'd be cuter as like little mats for pictures, for, you know, cropped photos or something like that. I thought that would be cute. Or sentiments or whatever. Just a little matted spot for memorabilia, tickets. I don't know. Something fun. Needs to be fun, whatever it is. All right, let's go ahead and clip this one down this time. And we'll flip this right back around. The boxes don't want to stay. All right, this is a lot to handle. Okay, move these two down. And we'll measure that top flap too, just to make sure. This is why you want to make your pages before you glue them in, because it's just too much flipping and flopping around. So those two are done, so I need these two. All right. Blue and red. I'll move it again before I glue the other one. Although you've seen gluing before, but still, I don't expect you to stare at a blank screen, do I? No. Not at all. So let's move this a little. I'm trying really hard not to tear that other piece. Okay, glue this one on. I need a bigger desk. That's all there is to it. Maybe one day. Okay, flip this one there. Okay, make sure that these aren't gushing because I don't want them to stick together in any way. And then I want to measure and make sure that this same size that I cut will work on this side too. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and sew these two pieces together. And before I do, I'm going to actually ink these and then sew them together. But you've seen me do that too. So I'll be back as soon as that's done and we'll come back to the next part. Okay, my friends, so I've got those sewn up and ready to go. Oh, my camera's falling. That's okay. We'll finish this section and we'll move on to something else and I'll fix it. Probably need to recharge before I start as well. So I've got those done. Now we just need to attach them here. They're going to go in just like that. It's going to kind of frame that card. It's going to look so cute. So let's just get that in there. How did I say this way? This way, this way. There we go. That's pretty straight, I think. Get some of that glue out of there. We don't want that sticking around. Smushy edges. Okay, so there's that one. So we'll close that one up. And then we'll do this one. Hopefully this one goes as smoothly. How can I hold this up here? Well, that'll have to do. Okay, this is gonna go this way and it'll do the same. It'll kind of frame that. You guys, whoever thought of this and was screaming it really loud when I started this project, thank you, because this was fun. This was really fun. Kind of a different kind of thing going on here. Let's see, get that. I want to put a little bit of that white showing on the top as well. So we'll get that lined up. There we go. Oh my goodness, that's cute. Okay. There we go. Now we need, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I was going to put a magnet in there. Darn it. I wonder if it's too late. Let's see, let's see, let's see. It is too late because those cards, no, it's not. I can work them out. Okay, I'm going to go back and put a magnet underneath there. And while I'm thinking about it, let me lift this one. Let me lift this one because it's still wet. And the reason I want to put a magnet under there is so that it'll close easier. Come here, magnet. Oh, stop it. Okay, so put this one. I don't really have to do much to it. Oh, there's two already on there. Too much to it because there's already glue under there, so I'm not too worried about it sticking. It's just gonna stay in there. Just shove that one back down. And then I'm gonna put a magnet under this one before it sticks down too far. And then I'm gonna have to work up the edges on those cards because those are a different story because those have been sitting there for a minute. More than a minute, of course. Lift up. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And of course I'm using my good glue again, so this is gonna be a little tougher. I might have to go back and add a little more glue there. That to stay, and that's fine. That's fine. Okay, and then this one, I want the magnet on this card, so I'm going to kind of lift this one up. Now I need to see which side needs to stick. I'm going to lift this up carefully here, and it's going to need to be this side down. And see exactly where it needs to go. It's going to kind of work itself out, I hope. Right there-ish. the edge, darn it. Okay, well, I'm going to glue it in just like that. We'll just cake that little guy back in there. Sit right, buddy. Sit right there. There you go. All right, now you saw me fix that. Not quite the way I would have wanted to do it, but it worked. That should work. Make sure that's connected real good. Okay. And then we'll kind of do the same thing on the other one. I'm going to hold this down again. Actually, the clips can do that for me so I can move on. Let's kind of put that there, and we'll put another one right there to hold it in place. Okay, we're going to flip this back around. Gosh, keep that down. Darn, I wish I would have remembered that. I really wanted to make sure those were magnetized. Okay, that's something else. Remember, I didn't have a plan when I started this, so this is just kind of how my crafting works sometimes. Kind of carefully pull this away. Luckily, these cards are made out of really good paper, right? Excellent. That worked out nicely. Okay, where's the other one? I thought I had another one here. Oh, I wonder if I glued it under there. Probably. Because I had 3 out. And now I can't find any, so I probably did. I probably glued it in. All right, which way does this one need to go? So this one needs to go this way. We'll tentatively put it there. And it wants to go right there. So we're just going to fill this sucker with glue. Glue it back down right where it's at. It's kind of peeking a little bit too, but it'll have to work. It's gonna have to work right there, buddy. Okay, we'll flip that back too. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and clip that one. Now, I don't want to mess with these magnets, so I'm gonna allow this a little bit of time to dry. And then I'm gonna come back and I'll review what we did today. And maybe figure out where we're going tomorrow. So I'll be back when these are dry and we'll go back through it. All right, friends, so today the main focus was this section here. We put the tapes on here. I kind of explained how the pages are going to go on, but we're going to work on pages before we attach them. And I haven't got any pages yet. I was going to do that, but then I saw this and I took the ribbon out already. But we made, because somebody was shouting and they got my attention, I said, yes, let's do that. We made some little, oops, I flipped it open here. And I did add a little front piece here. We made some little accordion flip out spots for photos and some different, journaling spot or, spot for a photo or something. So somebody could add those in, and we used vintage playing cards. We used a magnet to hold that down here. And then up here, we did the same thing going out the other direction. And back out this way with a pocket on there too. So that is what we worked on today. This is gonna be a fabulous folio journal thing. And I am so grateful that you guys are here to enjoy it with me. So if you had some fun, learned anything, or would like to be notified of future videos, especially this one, I'm gonna make a playlist for this book. If I didn't already, I might have already. So check out the playlist if you'd like to see all the steps that are going into it. This is going to take me a little bit. We're going to work on it day by day together, and you'll see beginning to end all the fun that's going to be involved in this one. This is going to be a chunky monkey, and I think you will want to play along. So thanks so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed you being here. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.